Hi, Cancer. How are you? Thanks for coming back. My guides are saying thank you for being back to pick up your message. For all the folks who might be new, welcome. My name is Mary Ellen. I am streaming live from southern Vermont in the United States, and my guides are wanting to welcome you here. So, Cancer, most of the cards are out. Been shuffling. There's a lot going. Here's one more. There's a lot going on for you because of the cycle that you're in. Let's get one. I want to get one more card, and we're going to jump into it. So, we are talking. My guides want. Wait, there's just this reading is deep and wide. That's what my guides are saying. So, I'm gonna leave it at that because the longer I shuffle, more cards keep coming out. So, Cancer. Before I do jump into it, there are a lot of links below the video. Please go avail yourself of them. The special pricing for COVID-19 era, my guys are calling it the era, is remaining at least for another month. I'm in the process now of bumping the price up a little gently, so it's $35 if you want to come and have a reading and you haven't been able to do it, or for some reason the moment is now, my guides are saying. Please do avail yourself of that. You can book a half an hour reading. I block out a little extra time because a lot of times what happens is people decide they want to continue on. So a half hour is not a lot of time. My guides are saying sometimes it's just enough. So we'll do an oracle reading. We'll look a little bit into the cards and you can decide if you'd like to go forward. We certainly are able to do that. I'll leave it up to you, and I give you the job of being the timekeeper. All right. There are some links below, very important about the astrology of this moment that we find ourselves in, because the nodal axis has shifted away from Cancer into Gemini in the North Node. So, and Sagittarius in the South Node. My guides are talking about a lot, of course, the full moon eclipse that we're going to experience together, they're saying, on the 5th of June. So we had a full moon in Scorpio. And now we're having a full moon in Sagittarius. Everybody is turning. And Cancer, you are free in a way that you haven't been in almost 2 years. Your energy has been released by the universe, no longer in the North Node, serving humanity by bringing forward the experience and the idea of love energy. How do we use it? How do we employ it? My guides always say, how is it that you employ love energy in your own life? And what is it to be a vessel for the universe, attempting to bring love energy forward into this place? So now that the nodal axis has shifted and we've had the full moon in Scorpio, and we're going to come into this full moon eclipse on the 5th of June in Sagittarius, which happens to be in the North Node. This is about releasing and letting go. All the things that don't serve you in order to come deeply into your own destiny. My guides keep saying, it's ringing in my head. There is freedom. Now there is freedom. Now there is freedom. On some kind of, they're talking about your ecology, all kinds of things like that. So there's links for the astrology for the moment below. Go check them out, okay? Please inform yourself. It's very important. It's going to be hot. It's going to be spicy, this full moon eclipse, carrying us forward for at least 6 months, through to the end of the year, past the election. Pluto's still doing its work of destruction while you reformat yourself. So there are many cards on the table. I'm going to try to go into them a little bit for each station, my guides are saying, of your existence. So they want to start with this. These cards, they're saying they are, in a sense, they are a precursor to whatever is happening in your life. And the words that I was just speaking about. Look at that, Cancer. There's the full moon. Do you see the way you're being carried across? I gotta cover this up because YouTube gets in trouble when I show things like that with their advertisers. This is your journey on the full moon, Cancer. My guides are saying, apply yourself thusly. So we see the Justice card. Justice is coming to you. And the full moon in this deck is known as the Imaginer of Harmony. Wherever you can imagine the place you'd like to be, inside yourself, and inside the world you inhabit. You can either dive deep into the ocean on that fish that we see, Piscean energy, universal consciousness, because my guides are saying, you've created it. You've helped create it here in this place where my guides keep saying inhabit. They're talking about Cancer. They're talking about your identity as a soul signifier, energy, a pure energy taken form into this human experience. So, my guys are saying all kinds of words. They're talking about the supernatural. They're talking about the void and all those kinds of things. You get to sail away now into whatever place you can imagine because you are free. I love that for you, Cancer. And when you sail away, do you see the shamanic journey that's happening? This is the Death card in the traditional tarot. It is about the feminine portal. Sadly, YouTube makes me cover it up, or they censor my videos, I've learned through the School of Hard Knocks. That's a beautiful Sheila Nagi. It's an ancient Celtic symbol that appeared on churches when Christianity were, rampaging across the planet, building churches on the pagan sites across Europe, in certain sectors of Europe. It's Western Europe, the British Isles, and Ireland. Nobody knows where they came from. Nobody knows who put them there. And they've always been looked at as rather obscene, etc., because, out of the minds of men that are not evolved, they have no understanding of what this would mean and why it would be on a church that is literally meant to be a portal to the divine. So there is a journey that you're taking, and this deck, the Death card, is called the Liberator of Devotion. Whatever it is that you are attempting to devote yourself to, and those things you are trying to leave behind, your wish is going to come true now. There's a lot of power coming in. So that's the Sacred Bowl. This is the Justice card. So if you're having a situation in your life and you're feeling that things are not right, somehow they're unjust, or that somehow the situation is out of balance, etc., you're going to be able to bring it into balance. We're talking about you, Cancer, going through the Sacred Bowl for healing. Those are elderflowers. So you know what? Get yourself some elderflower tea and have a cup on the full moon. Do a little ceremony for yourself in order to bring yourself through the bowl. Those are the sacred sons of Brigid, the initiates of the sacred cauldron of healing and renewal, the renewer of devotion. So your devotion is going to be liberated through a death and rebirth cycle, and then you are going to be liberated. This is about the tripartite soul having experienced the triple spiral of its existence, and therefore made free by the universe in order to move on again into its next station. And there it is, Cancer. This is the Queen of Cups, the Queen of the water sign element. And she sits with the fire of creation because she's highly creative. You see how she has her hand open? She's ready to receive all that is meant to come to her in these days. So in this deck, it's art. The artful way of having an existence. How to use the creative fire to create your life. So while you're being liberated in this way, it's very interesting to me. And I want you to take note of my garment. This morning I got up and I'm, doing that thing in the closet. Okay, what am I going to do? Some videos. What am I going to put on? I've had this shirt for years. I've never put it on. I can't even remember what caused me to buy it. It's not a very Virgo-like garment. And so I just, I must have been. I probably was going to some kind of a function. I looked at this shirt and I thought, you got to put it on. And I actually feel a little uncomfortable in it. But here I am with this thing hanging off of me. And I just want to show you the first two cards that came out from the Oracle deck. I'm feeling the energy, Cancer. So, Black Panther from the Animal Medicine cards. The shadow side, the deep, the void, that which makes you feel somewhat uncomfortable perhaps in your life. But this is also about being an alpha predator, the top of the food chain. There is nothing that can harm this animal in its rightful realm. It has no predators in a sense, except for humans. Right? So I thought, ooh, something's going on. I put the shirt on. I'm feeling the energy. I see the cards that are coming out. And then we get this. Whatever has been resting in the shadows inside of you, inside of your life, it's time for you to face that now. That's part of why you're having a death and rebirth cycle in this Scorpio full moon to Sagittarius full moon eclipse. This is the culmination of that which was started. And it is about the deep, the things that are hidden. The nature of a Scorpio and within the water sign element is the, okay, the guys are saying it's the height of the deep. Here's the next card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Cancer. What's up, my darlings? You're dealing with your own shadow side, and you are working very diligently with this part of you. There may be somebody in your life who, when we see this, we know that there could be a battle could be on, and that looks very ominous, doesn't it? So it's about being able to see in the dark, to walk in your strength and walk in your power through the darkness of the Amazon jungle. That's what that's about. And being in charge of the realm, so to speak. So it may be that someone is causing a problem in your life, or it may be that the energy is so strong as to cause me to put on a shirt that I would never ordinarily wear because I'm literally feeling it. And it's intense. It's an intense day. This is from the journey of love. So I want you to really ponder the difference in the images. This is the swan, of course. And so we see this. You have to go into the dark and travel through the dark in order to get to the place in which there is light. All light travels through the void, the universe, the dark, in order to arrive here in this place where we live. So there's a massive transformation, not just because this is the swan card, but because of the way the coloration is. You are going to bring that which has been hidden within you for your entire lifetime, I believe, out into the light, fully transformed with a certain lightness of being and the ability to take flight in your life. And, you know, if for some reason we're talking about a relationship, and I'm bringing that up because there's a lot of that on the table, you'll see. It may be that you are wanting to have a sacred bond with someone. Swans mate for life. So there's some inklings of that, and it's in the cards as well. So we'll see when they come out. Here's the first card, the theme that my guys want to speak about from the Celtic Wisdom Tarot. Look at that. Cancer. Again, what's up? What's going on? So, epic battle for the purpose of epic healing. The king of battle, king of swords, had his hand removed, meaning his power, and he had to lose his throne. Until a moment came when he had, my guys are yakking at me in the background, sorry. Until the moment came when he had a mystical healing. Somebody came to him and performed a mystical healing. So there's something going on, maybe through a sacred mate, some kind of relationship where somebody can meet you in the dark and help you with your healing, pull you through the bowl, pull you through this experience of death and rebirth. There's one more thing that they want you to see, so that you can imagine your future and sail away to the destination that you're supposed to be in. Because the king of battle, we already know it's predetermined because of the story in the cards. His hand grows back, and he's able to ascend back to the throne. So this is the card that sits next to him. This indicates your energy. Do you see? It's a revelation skill. Something's going to happen on this full moon. Make sure to check all your favorite sacred astrologers. Check in with yourself, Cancer. It's time to write your story. That's part of what's going on. These are all cards that are writing a story about your destiny. This is about a young girl made of flowers. She's a mystical girl. And she was, against her will, she was betrothed to be married to somebody that she didn't want to be with. So it's my guys are saying it's a sad story. It's a sad story about how she gave her power away because she didn't want to be with that person. She was in love with somebody else. And she wanted to go and be with her true love, basically. So instead of standing in her power and saying, I don't want this and I'm not going to cooperate with it, you can't force me, in a sense. You know, even back in the day, we know that could happen, and sometimes it does happen. But the impact of the story is about her leaving her power up to somebody else instead of taking up her own power. Ooh, I'm getting a chill, Cancer. So she, through some nefarious means, attempted to murder the person that she was being forced to marry. And then she was found out, of course. As a result, her true love died. And she was turned into an owl and banished into the forest. Just see the water in the card? See the coloration of the card? It's going to be intense. Part of the reason it's intense is because Mars is in the mix, and is going to be in the mix for, I think, the remainder of 2020. It's going to be hot this last half of the year, and you are going to spend the last half of this year, and it's going to, a cycle that's going to start now. It's going to be really intense. You're coming out of the shadow. You are being liberated from that part of yourself that keeps you enclosed in the darkness. And you are going to take wing. So the first card on the human level of this reading, elopement. You're out the door, Cancer. The elopement of knowledge. So when this knowledge comes into you, something very sacred from the mystical realm that's going to happen, that's going to occur to you. This is about having done an enormous amount of work in this direction, and a moment comes when you reach mastery, and in that moment there's a massive awakening. Justice comes forward because you change your form. So because you're changing your form, thank you, Spirit, when the moment comes and you actually do it and you actually take up your power, it's going to be this way. You're going to take flight, and you're going to be willing to be seen in the fullness of your power. So when you come through this healing journey, and we see this coming forward first, and then the next thing that happens is a massive awakening. The knowledge that you gain about yourself and about your life and about why your station is the way it is and all the things that are happening that you've agreed to that don't make you happy, because clearly that's a situation that many of you are in. This is a general reading. It can't be about everybody. But there's something that you are betrothed to, stuck to, in a sense, that's making you very unhappy, and you're taking flight. So when all of these things come forward, you're going to be on a very new foundation, a lot of skill coming forward. And do you see how once again you're working with the fire of creation? Look at that. Both the male and female parts of you reforming, becoming liberated, coming up out of the dark in a way that's literally brilliant, filled with the fire of creation, so that you can create whatever it is you want, like the moon card promises. This full moon. Sail away, Cancer. You're in literally your element, because the moon in Sagittarius looks like this. Fire. To release the past and create the future. That's just what this is about, my guides are saying. I really love it. And because of all that hard work and the fact that you're going to be eloping with the knowledge that's going to come into you, we see that the tree of your own life now is able to grow and germinate seeds and send them out on the atmosphere in order to turn the destiny. This is the Wheel of Fortune. It's turning up for you, Cancer. I love it. And then in the realm of what is it that joins, what's the energy that joins this event to what's going on for you on a soul level? It's that. Whew, Cancer, I'm telling you, check it out. This is your sacred guide to the spirit realm, the Crow Shaman. She's the queen of battle. So here on this table, we have both the king and the queen of battle, the sacred mates. This woman is the guide that this person needs in order to take up, okay, my guy just said the ministry of their own healing, and be willing to be available for it, and to be willing to travel through the bowl and go through this very powerful, really intense, big bang of a moment when you shapeshift a lot of times. Many shifts as you come forward. Wow. So there's a mystical guide in your life, very clearly. Some of you are working with a shaman, I think, because we see it 3 times. There's actually 3 notations of the shamanic realm. Where's the other card? Hang on one sec. Right here. See that? Do you see how the shaman is carrying your soul across the portal of the sacred feminine? And here we see the sacred feminine dressed in shamanic garb, able to shape-shift and be a guide for you as you cross over. Ooh, it's giving me a chill, Cancer. I love it. So when these events happen, I just want to show you how it's stacking up. Look at the outcome. Right? So that, I think we're talking about you and you. The 2 halves of you, you've been split, I think, Cancer. In some ways, you get to be whole again, and again, standing in the fire, the light of the fire. This is about a couple who were not able, they were, sacred partners. They were not able to be together because a spell was on them. And they had to go through a transformation. The transformation happened. They were able then to reach each other. They were in a banquet hall. And, my guides are showing me a picture of, they ran to clasp each other. They held hands and they ran into the massive fireplace, stepped right into the fire. And when they stepped into the fire, their form began to change. And they rose through the chimney. And when they came out the other side, they had both turned into swans. And, swans made forever. I think I've said it 3 times now. And they flew away. And that was the end of that torture that they'd been going through. Very interesting. So there is, I think, for you, Cancer, please know that I'm really talking with you about you, but clearly there's some sacred other standing with you as you go through this process. Some of you are mated. Some of you may be destined to meet someone. Some of you have someone in your life who provides this kind of a service for you, I think, and this kind of support. So Merlin, dressed in blue, a total transformation taking place at the full moon. That's his sister. They were very devoted to each other. And when Merlin lost his way, she built for him this tower so that he could sort of be in repose there in order to take up the factors of his healing and have a lot of different perspectives. That's what he needed in order to be able to heal. Lots of windows to look out of, lots of ways to enter and to leave from this place, so he could continue his exploration. And there they sit together on the full moon. They're just telepathically communicating. This is the 2 of Cups. It's about a sacred dialogue, balance between individuals, balance within yourself, sharing energy with somebody for the purpose of healing. Beautiful, Cancer. It's really beautiful. So the last card on the soul level of your reading, look, I so love this, Cancer. That's your card. That's the card for Cancer. That's the Chariot. Do you see the new growth that's happening? Seeds. Again, seeds coming forward because you've made enough movement that you become very highly activated and you become able to carry yourself forward in the sacred chariot that comes from within you. It's all about you and you in a sense. So I love this outcome on a soul level. And the last card, really fascinating to me. Look. Look at that. Okay, so my guides they keep wanting me to hold up all these cards. So I'm going to do my best to do it so that you can see it. Like this. A lot of cards. They want me to show more, but I can't do it. There's too many. So see that? My guys are calling it that display of the story. They want you to really look at the card. So I always post a picture on the community tab of my channel of the card spread as soon as the reading is ready to post. So go and look at the card spread. If you have time, open another tab. Look at the cards while you're listening to me do the reading so that you can really understand the passage, because you are in a moment of sacred passage. You're being liberated from that part of you that has lost its power and now resides only in the darkness, never to be seen, except known by you. You know, but you haven't been able to activate it for some reason. Really fascinating. So there's the last card. We see the new moon here. This process has been going on, I think, on each cycle of the moon. My guys are saying the half moon. So they're talking about the phases of the moon. When you come through this full moon, something will have been activated. And with each new moon and each full moon, it's a moment when you can continue your transformation. It's going to take some time, I think, really, because I do think from now through to the end of the year. And don't forget, we have Venus, Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter in retrograde right now. And it's going to stay that way for a while. Then Mars is going to jump into the mix, I think, and be conjunct. Mars is coming into Aries, conjunct Pluto. Damn. It's going to be, my guys keep saying, it's going to be hot for the remainder of this year. Certainly it's going to be hot for you because you're in the process of regestating, regenerating yourself, recreating literally the factors of your life, because you're about to reveal yourself. That's what this story is about. It's about a sacred goddess. That's the goddess of sovereignty. She was in disguise. She was in control of the water element. Love energy, factors of Venus, beauty, abundance. My guys are talking about all the things that are sacred in life when it comes to the sacred feminine. And we see the sacred feminine here, in a sense, in disguise also twice. The shamaness, waiting, I think, to take you on your journey. And then there's this woman. So when you run out of water, you go out looking for water. That's kind of the story behind this. There were 4 sons of a king. They went out on a journey to determine who was going to rise to the throne. They ran out of water. Each one of them went out in a different direction. They all encountered this woman and asked her for some of the water. And she just looked at him like that, looking right through them. Of course, I'm going to share my abundance with you. There is a cost, and the cost is you have to give to me of yourself. You have to be present. You have to share your love energy in return. That means you have to kiss me. So the first 3, of course, fairy tale stuff, no, they ran away. And the one person that was able to understand the situation because of their critical thinking and belief in magic and things like that, jumped right down off the horse and said, of course I'm going to share my love energy with you, and gave her a kiss with, love and dignity, respect, and actually understanding what it was she was willing to share with him. And then she revealed herself. And in the end of the story, they got married, and he did rise to become the king, and this was the queen. And she was able to show him her beauty when the situation arose that that person was able to appreciate it. It's that kind of a story. So, Cancer, I think you got to look deep into yourself. Really deep. Really deep. There may be factors of a relationship coming forward. It's totally possible. But primarily we're talking about you looking into yourself. See the flush on her cheeks? It's a really intense moment. So, Cancer, I love that this is coming forward for you. To me, this is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. You're not going to get another moment like this because the astrology will never be the same. The energy will never be the same. The intentions of the universe will never be like this ever again. This is your moment. Please take it. and come into yourself. Come up out of the shadows. The Scorpio full moon pulled you down into the deep, way down into the deep. I have no doubt when I see what the cards are saying to me, because of your reflection as a water element. And now you're going to rise back up, liberated, as soon as Venus goes direct motion. So I can't remember when that's actually going to be, but go look at, the information about the retrogrades, the impact of the Scorpio full moon with Venus retrograde. Ooh. All right. Spirit, please give us something for beautiful Cancer. What is it they need to know, please? Cancer. Okay, look. That's the rune for movement. So I think you're going to finish your journey into the deep, which apparently you really needed. And now that's coming full circle. The truth about yourself and your journey and your identity are about to be illuminated. And that part of my guides are calling it, your agony. So it was suffering for some people. I think for real, that's going to be over now. Let's hang on. I want to read to you from the book about this. If I can find my glasses. So the rune for movement, actually, you know what? It's signified. Thank you, Spirit. It's signified by the horse. The power to move forward. There's some synchronicity going on in this reading, so please drop some messages below and tell me what the heck is going on in your literal life, because spiritually this is so deep and profound. And congratulations, because you're in a moment of true liberation. It really only does happen once, maybe twice in a lifetime, so that you can go forward from here and recreate yourself in your own image that you get to define. And move forward with that. That's what I like about this. That's why we see the swan. It's a very particular type of evolution. So this is the rune Awaz. Where'd it go? It's a rune of transit, transition, movement, physical shifts, new dwelling places, new attitudes, and a new life. I love it. It signifies movement in the sense of improving or bettering any situation. Thank you, Spirit. There is, about this rune, a sense of gradual development and steady progress, with the accompanying changes. The notion of slow growth through numerous shifts and changes. This could apply to the growth of a business, the development of an idea. A relationship may have to undergo changes if it is going to live or grow. Moral effort and steadfastness are called for when you draw this rune, because it is one of the cycle runes. It leads to initiation. Let it be said this way: as I cultivate my own nature, all else follows. This rune's symbol is the horse, and it signifies the bond between the horse and the rider. Bronze Age artifacts show a horse drawing the sun across the sky. And here Awaz is saying to you, you have progressed far enough to feel a measure of safety in your position. Yeah, because I don't think there's anything that can knock you off this mission at this point. Only your absolute refusal to take it up and step into the energy. So it is time now to turn again and face the future reassured, prepared to share the good fortune that comes your way. The sharing of this good fortune is significant since it relates to the sun's power to foster life and illuminate all things with its light. Wow. I love this for you, Cancer. Check it out. Look. You get to create what you want, and what you really want is to be bonded very solidly with yourself. And for many of you, this will also obviously be about a love relationship. So I'm wishing you well. I'm wishing you good luck. I would love to cast a magic spell for you, Cancer. If you need some assistance, click the link below. Come for a reading. And there are love readings available. My guides are chattering now. So whatever it is that's on your personal menu, you must have some inkling of this. I'm glad the reading came out when it did, because I want you to have some time to repair. Ooh, they said repair. I was going to say prepare for this full moon. I think you should definitely, this is just kind of, what I love about this is the voodoo of the whole thing. When I think about, my desire to have this on my body, and then this is the reading and the cards that came out, this kind of, in the most positive of way, it's dark magic is what it is. It's really powerful. It's very positive, going through into the dark in order to emerge back out in the light with yourself and your form completely transformed into freedom, because you have wings now. I love it. Cancer, have a wonderful month. Thank you so much for being here to collect your message, and I would love to talk with you, so please do click the links below or click below the video and drop some messages there. And God is willing, I'll look forward to seeing you in July. Thank you.